एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब पातशाह, धन गुरु नानक साहब महाराज। भूल छिमो हमरी प्रवापन भूलनहार कहाँ को मुसो। हवाए बंदगी आवर दार वजूद मरा, वगरने ज़ौक़े चुनी आमदैन नमूद मरा। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We are exploring the Bani of the JAP. With reverence we call JAPJI. The Bani's name given by Guru Nanak is JAP. This Bani has no Rahau. Most of the Banis in the Guru Granth Sahib have got the Rahau as their theme. The basic theme is defined in the Rahau, but not in the Jap. We will try and understand why that is so. Last time we completed 2 bodies. Right at the outset, Guru Nanak has introduced us to the darshan of the Creator himself. The Mool Mantar, the Mangala Charan they call it, before the Bani starts, is an introduction to the Creator himself, to the qualities of the Creator. And he defines him in the slok, the first slok. This Bani has 2 sloks. The first slok is right at the beginning and there is 1 slok at the end. Aaj sach, jugad sach, hai bhi sach, Nanak hosi bhi sach. There is a lot of misunderstanding and misrepresentation in the community about the Mool Mantar being inclusive of the slok, which is incorrect. The name of the Bani starts with the Jap, the title is clearly defined. So there is no real confusion we should be in. Jap, what we understand from Jap and how this reveals itself to us. Maharaj has taken us right in the middle of the Creator's creation himself. In the first pauri itself, Guru Sahib has introduced us to Hukam. Hukam being the laws, the order, the presence of the Creator. When we discussed this earlier, when we go into a nation state which has its own rules, it has laws. So the nation state's presence is felt through the governance of its laws, the rules, the orders. So is the Creator's presence felt through his hukam, which is the laws, orders, the rules in which the whole creation is existing. And he has given a whole pauri in explaining the hukam and saying at the outset that hukam can never be defined. That which cannot be talked about, that which cannot be seen, that which we cannot go to, that which we cannot reach. Agam is one word we say, we cannot reach there. Agochar can't be explained. But Guru Nanak Maharaj is introducing us to the Creator himself. Often people ask, where is God? Right here. Already he has addressed this issue. Akal Murat Karta Purkh. He resides in his own creation. We don't feel him. That's what he is addressing now. When he raises the potent question, Kiv satyara hoiye, kiv kude tutte pal, he is trying to break the barriers between us and the Creator. We don't seek those barriers to be broken. We don't know those barriers. But actually we struggle with exactly that every day. In our daily life, every day we struggle this same question. We think it is not this question. We think it is our mundane life issues, it's our business problem, it's our family problem, it's some practical issue. But in essence, we are every day struggling with this same question. Whatever choices we take in our life, whatever directions we have chosen for ourselves, that has a lot to do with what we are seeking. And what are we seeking? So, here in the third Pauri, there is an answer to that. How is God relevant to me? Why? What is the need to go looking for Him? I don't know Him. How can I remember Him? How can this Simran happen when I don't know God and I am not able to even imagine Him? When He is beyond form and shape. When the only way this murti can be defined is akal, timeless. I don't know any life experience which is timeless. I only know time. And as we go ahead in life, as we go ahead in trying to understand more about the JAPJI, we understand more about ourselves. Guru Nanak is addressing the issue of the Creator and how he says in the beginning itself, Hukam na keha jai. Lao Tzu is a Chinese saint. Taoism is one religion. I don't know if you're exposed to that. But he wrote a very interesting book in the last days of when he was being seen alive. He was stopped at the border and the king asked him to share his knowledge as a tax before he left the country, because he was going out of the country. The book is called Tao Te Ching. If you ever get to read it, it's a very small book, but very intense. He starts that book by saying the Creator truth can never be written and explained, truth can never be told. But yet I will try and talk about truth. Maharaj says, Hukam na keha jai. It can't be said. But he also says it can be experienced. Nanak hukume je bujhe. Bujna is living it, knowing it. And what does that qualitative difference of knowing and living the experience of the Creator, what is the qualitative difference? He says that also. Hukam na keha jai. Nanak hukume je bujhe, ta home kahe na koi. So he has defined a relationship between me and the Creator's order of creation, his entire order of creation. As much as we know we are not the center of creation, but a building block is as important as the center. And we are all building blocks in that way. We know ourselves to be the transient, changing personalities. The ego is to be understood, and the relationship of the ego and the Creator is an important element to understand. But mind you, these are only words. if this Bani inspires us to do what it is named, that's what is relevant. I can know the entire Guru Granth, I can know the meanings of the Guru Granth. But if I don't do the jap, then that's like doing research on water and not drinking it. Knowing what water is, knowing how it's made, knowing its forms, knowing its texture, knowing its viscosity, you can know everything about it, but you cannot experience it. The question to be asked is, in the core of life, what is the essential experience of life? All the experiences I have every day, are they the core questions of life? Is that the core question of life? Is that what is relevant for me to understand about life? What is the core question? The one question which one answered answers all my questions. Sometimes we have so many questions. We are full of questions, and sometimes there are no questions at all. What is the difference in the state of mind in these? In this mind which asks all the questions and mind which asks no questions. Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj poses a question in the beginning of the first body itself, and the Guru Granth is answering that question. Kiv sachiara hoiye, kiv kude tutte paal. Basically saying, how do I meet my Creator? How does the wall between me and my Creator go away? And how can I realize and live His hukum? All these three first bodies have the word hukum inbuilt into them. Even this body, the third one we are going to start, in the last line he talks about hukum again. The 37th body again has hukum. As though saying that I am exploring an understanding of the hukum, and when I have understood it, then I arrive. JAPJI hukum teve tevakar. This is the 37th body which Guru Nanak Sahib talks about, Sach Khand, the Khand where the Creator exists. And he talks about one word there, vigas. Vigas is an intense happiness, intense joy. JAPJI hukum teve tevakar. There is no difference between my wish and the Creator's hukum. I am living it in the 37th body. If I have gone through the experience of the jap, if I have realized the jap, if I have realized the barriers within me, I have qualitatively changed myself internally with Gur Prasad. I don't change, Gur Prasad changes me. But I allow that change to happen. Then this hukum which Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj talks about in the first three bodies is realized in the 37th body, in the Sachkhand, where there is none other but the Creator Himself, and the Creator's will resides. Actually, the Creator's will resides in the entire creation. Even if something happens according to my will, my plan, then it has to be in agreement with the Creator. That's why it has happened. One way of looking at it. In the Siddh Gosht, there is an interesting question which is posed by the Siddhs. Right in the beginning, The question is asked by the Siddhs that this world is like a ocean, and it's impossible to cross it. How do we realize and cross it? दुनिया सागर दुत्तर कहिए, क्यों कर पाइए पारो. The world is like an ocean, like a sea, duttar, impossible to cross. क्यों कर पाइए पारो. How do we cross it? This ocean is the changing world I know. This ocean is the world of ego, the world of thoughts I live. My man is the ocean. I see and live it in the thoughts. But the man, the mind, is far more intense, just the superficial thoughts, the surface. There is a lot happening within the mind that we don't know of, in the subconscious mind, in the unconscious mind. And there is also one word which we visit in the Guru Granth, which is unman. Literal translation meaning no mind. The hukam Guru Nanak talks about is the hukam of the Creator, the order of the Creator, the laws, the rules. For example, the physical body has certain rules. We are getting more and more aware of them as we go along. We know that a certain amount of exposure to sunlight gives vitamin D to the body. That's the hukam, that's the law. If you look at the complex structure of the body and how it's like a miracle. How the liver works, the pancreas works. These are all the hukam the Creator is. If we don't abide by this hukam, we don't take care of the physical body, then we are in conflict. Just like that, in every plane of creation, there is a hukam, there is an order. In the physical plane, in the mental plane, in the spiritual plane. And we are not aware of this hukam. We can't possibly be aware. It's a huge creation out there. The whole of creation, if we fathom the depth of it, billions of light years away. Billions of light year in time. We can't even fathom what the hukam of the Creator is, which is what Maharaj says. We've known of the Siddhs, the yogis in the past, being aware of their body, the number of veins it has, all these structures. Where did that knowledge come from? There's a lot of knowledge out there which has not come from just observation, the modern scientific tool. So possibly if we align ourselves to hukam, then we become more aware of the Creator's creation. Maharaj has taken us into the middle of the ocean and posed this question to us, or posed this question for us. How do you cross this ocean? How do you cross the world? How do you realize and understand the Creator's creation on a day-to-day basis? How do I, and why I should do that? What is so relevant? What is the hukam? The whole JAPJI is now talking about hukam. The whole Guru Granth is now talking about the hukam, the Creator's laws, rules, orders, and the difference and conflict I have with them. That's the pain. So, understanding the hukam, living the hukam, the pain goes away. Not understanding the hukam, the pain will revisit me. Pain is a teacher, teaches me about what I'm doing wrong in life. And sometimes If we feel the pain, then we course correct. If we live our pain, but mostly we avoid pain. So pain revisits us. And every time it comes, we don't learn from it. Which is what is relevant here, because Guru Sahib is using the word vigas, happiness, not pain, the opposite of pain. And the third Guru Nanak created a bani, which we recite at the end of every Sikh congregation, whether it is good, bad, whether it is death, marriage, celebration, or painful experience. We recite the Anand in the end of every congregation. What is the message of that? If we live this life in the hukum, then our end is Anand. And the culmination of the Sikh and Guru journey is Anand. I'm looking for my Guru. I want to meet my Guru. Often enough nowadays, people just look at the clothes, the mannerisms, and they think this is the Guru. We cannot find the Guru like that. So it's important to understand how we meet the Guru and who is the Guru. In some ways, the recitation, the dhyan and the understanding of Gurbani is meeting Guru. In these two bodies we have done and the Mool Mantar, we have come closer to Guru Nanak. We have come closer to his thinking. And if we take one step, one body at a time, then we will understand him more. And we will course correct. What does Guru Nanak offer us is there in the 37th body, but also it's mentioned in the body, the third body today. So the Siddhs ask Guru Nanak, I'm raising this because this is relevant to the question of Kiv Sachiara hoiye, Kiv Kude Tutte Pal, Duniya Sagar Duttar Kaiye, Kyun Kar Paiye Paro. Charpat Bole Odu Nanak, Dehe Sacha Bicharo. Charpat is the yogi, the name of the yogi who is asking this question. Possibly in these dialogues happened in 3 or 4 places. Nanak Mata, Hoshiarpur, in Sumer Parbat, in the hills, in the mountains, high up in the mountains. So, Charpat asks Guru Nanak a potent question: how do I cross this world? And why do you need to cross this world? What is it that is important to understand here? That is, I think, the key of maybe the understanding the psychology of Gurbani. Which is the relation to Hukam. In the JAPJI, when we go towards the ending, the bodies, we understand that Guru Nanak has defined 2 routes, possible routes of possible endings of this body, of the physical life. Termination of life, so to say. One is, he says, Punni papi akhan nahe, kar karna likh le jao. Ape beej, ape hi khao. Nanak hukmi avo jao. Punni papi, he says, good and bad actions are not just mere talk. Kar, as we do, so it is written. Within our man, it is reflected immediately. Ape beej, these are our seeds, we are sowing them. Ape hi khao. Nanak hukmi, again the hukam. The hukmi, the word hukmi means the hukam, the orders, the Creator's order. Hukmi, he who has created the hukam. Nanak hukmi avo jao. You keep wandering. We all want to rest. We all want peace. We all want joy. We all want happiness. So this life which Guru Nanak Sahib talks about here is the karam life. And in the karam, we are wandering. And it is a trap. What I mean by trap is that everything I will do, I have to live the results. So every doing is a trap. The whole cycle has to be lived. We cannot be free. I am doing something today. I am saying, no, now I want to go. I don't want to be here. But I cannot do that because when I have done something, I have to live the repercussions before I go. I know a dialogue which happened in Socrates when he's passing away. He tells his friend, Crato, I took a chicken from the shop, he tells the shop and he says, go and return it to him because the chicken is in front of me and I'm dying and I'll have to take birth to give it back. So this is the life of karam. Understanding this a little more, he says, Lekha katuhu na chutiye. That which is written, we don't get free of it ever. Hum khin pulanar. Now we think that if we have good karam, we keep doing good karams, we will be free. We will not be free. Good karams will give us good results. That's about it. But the freedom is not there. Lekha katuhu na chutiye. Hum khin pulanhar. But he says we are forgetful every minute, every moment. There is no freedom in this life of karam. The ego, the home world, the ego world, the conditioned world, whatever name we have, that is our form, shape, but it's not permanent. It's like the Greek plays, they have the face, the persona, the personality. The personality is not permanent. It's just temporary. He says, nor do you own your body, nor your mind, nor your wealth. Jiska tan man, tan bhi tiska. I don't own any of them. If I owned them, then they would be with me. Why would I leave the body? If I owned the body, why would I go and leave it whenever the order is there? Whenever the hukam comes, I have to go. Ko rahe na pariye paiye. And Asa Diwari says, when the measure is full, the glass gets filled, nobody can stay here. This is the hukam. So, life and death is a hukam. The creation of home, ego, is a hukam. When he says that I am separated from my Creator, when do I get separated? At birth. Live chudki, lagi trishna. Live is my connection to my Creator, to the hukam. And the nurturing has happened in the womb. And the separation has happened at birth. And I have now started the journey of ego. Live chutki lagi trishna. Home amar vartaya. Maya amar vartaya. The Maya world I've entered. Maya world is like dream world, not a real world. This is what we live. We live a constantly changing Maya world, where the Creator resides, but we don't see Him. He doesn't come knocking every day. He doesn't come and tell us, I'm your Creator. Be friendly with me. He doesn't say that. He allows our pain to come to us for us to understand pain and then to go looking for Him. The difference between knowing hukum and not knowing hukum is a life of expectation, asa. This word will come in the Guru Granth again and again. Asa mahe nirasa. What is strange? Asa is expectation, and nirasa, not expecting anything. So he says, live like this. While expecting, don't expect anything, which is strange, but we need to understand it deeper. When we know the hukam, then we live without asa. We don't need to live the asa in expectation. We live in acceptance. So the first acceptance we spoke about last time is that I have taken birth. What is the purpose of this body? I don't have a mind, I don't have a body, I don't have my wealth. These are all visitations. Visitation rights. I have them for some time. Somebody has passed an order and said, you will have a body for these many years, or how I abuse it. If I abuse it, it will probably get shortened. If I don't abuse it, it will get lengthened. So that is also part of the hukum. Now the understanding here is that what is mine here then? I am living a life and suddenly it's all gone. I don't have the body, I don't know where my mind goes. There's an interesting question in the Guru Granth. He says, Is man ko koi khojo pai? Tan chhute man kahan samai? Search your mind. What happens when the body goes away? When the body dies, where does the mind go? Search, you will know the answer. The answers are within the man. So, what is mine here? The wealth is mine to be used for some time. The body is mine to be used for some time. The man, the ego man, the Maya world I live in, is for me to experience for some time. What is the relevance then of this whole exercise of taking birth, living life, struggling, solving problems, going through issues? What is the whole question? So in the transient world, happiness and sorrow live together. When I go seeking happiness, I will get sorrow. If someone asks me why I am sad, the answer will be because we are going to look for happiness. So again, this life of asa. I am expecting happiness. But what is the hukam? That's the key here. What is his creator's order? We look at the third Pauri today. We have somebody to read it for us. I've again forgotten about reading it. Indrajit has organized someone to read it for us. Let's read the third Pauri and then we'll go into the third Pauri itself. Sorry for such a long explanation even before we start the Pauri. Ji. Hukmi hukum chalaye rao. He is, Guru Nanak is instilling in us the importance of hukum. In the first three paudis, continuously he is talking about the hukum. And he revisits it now. He says, Hukmi hukum chalaye rao. The Creator's hukum. The hukmi is the one who has created the hukum. Hukmi hukum. The Creator in his hukum runs this entire creation. He is present in his effort of hukum, of order, of laws, of rules. That is how everything is moving. Chalaye rao. Everything is moving, everything is running because of the orders, the laws, the rules he has created. And then what happens? Nanak vigse ve parvao. While all this is happening, the Creator is in complete bliss. Vigse, vigas. Ve parvao. And he is in some ways completely detached from his creation while being in it. He is not affected by it. In the 37th paudi, the same thing is being said in a different way. When he says, जिव जिव हुकम तिवे तिवकार वेखे विगसे कर विचार नानक कथना करड़ा सार. When the hukum is understood and lived, when the hukum is my order and I live it, when I have understood it and I have lived it, jiv jiv hukum tive tivkar, then again vigas visits us, happiness visits us, pain goes away. So pain is part of our ego world. The difference between my ego world and this world where there is vigas is that in vigas there is no pain. Forever there is happiness. There is unconditional happiness. And in the Bani of Anand, Guru Amar Das says this, the only condition for Anand, which is the last Bani in every congregation, is that when you meet the Guru, Anand visits you. Anand paya meri maaye, Satguru mein paya. That's the only condition. There is no other condition. So Vigas is inbuilt into its own creation. The Creator is ever present in the form of Vigas throughout creation. And there is no sorrow with it. So Maharaj has talked about one karam cycle, which I mentioned to you in the JAPJI. He talks about another cycle. After the 38th paudi, जत पहारा तीरथ सुनियार अहरण मत वेद हथियार पाओ खला अगन तपताओ पांडा पाओ अमृत चिट्टाल कड़िए शब्द सच्ची टकसाल जिनको नदर कर्म तिनकार नानक नदरी नदर निहाल. Then he talks about in the last shlok two orders of creation. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tart Mahat Divsarat Doi Dai Daya Khele Sagal Jagat Changiyaiyan Buriyaiyan. This is the Karam world. Vache Taram Hadur is watched from the Taram. Karmi Apo Apni Ke Nede Ke Dur. It is our doing. We live the repercussions of that. But he says there is another world. Jinni naam te aaya, gaye mushakkat kaal. The real beneficiaries of this creation of this life are those who have indulged in Naam. So this may be a new word for you. Jinni naam te aaya gaye mushakkat kaal. They are the ones who really toiled and earned. Nanak te mukujle keti chutti naal. So these are two possibilities from this life. We can live in the Karam world and keep wandering, or we can find this another world. Nanak nadar nihal. This is our issue, the question before us. And this question can be answered when we find the answer to this, the first body, the question Guru Nanak raises, Kiv satyara hoiye kiv kude tutte paal. The qualitative difference from one who knows the hukam and lives it and who does not know it is he's living a completely karam cycle, action and reaction cycle, or he's living a life of nadar, where there is vigas. Nanak bhagta sada vigas. So this is the other thing. In the karam cycle, there is no sada. Nothing is forever. But in the nadar cycle, everything is forever. That which I will leave is not mine. A sadhu, a Sikh, lives with that experience. Because that which is mine, I will never leave it. I will never have to leave it. Body is not mine. The mind, personality mind is not mine. So this is the qualitative difference between us knowing hukam and living hukam, knowing the order of the Creator, knowing the Creator, breaking the walls between us and our Creator. Vigas world, the world of Anand waits us. The world of unconditional happiness, where there is happiness forever, which cannot be taken away from us. Because that which can be taken away from me is not mine. That is only in time, that is in Kal. But Guru talks about Akal, beyond time. But again, these are words. This is not the experience. If these words can convince me to commit energy to that experience, that makes it relevant. Then that opportunity comes in front of me, where nothing being mine, the opportunity is mine. Because if I use this opportunity to transcend this changing world and understand and live the hukam, then I have something I can call mine. Then my identity is submerged, merged with the Creator, but it lives there. So in this way, the Gurus are always with us. They are in every part of creation. Guru Nanak has gone nowhere. He resides with his Creator, and the moment we have his dhyan, he is present. So somebody asked this question, where does the Guru live? So the answer is in the dhyan of the Sikh. When the Sikh does dhyan of his Guru, the Guru comes in front of us. That's where the Guru's presence is. Sikh ki aradhana vich Guru hai. It's important to understand the relevance of Bani, the reason for Bani, why I need to indulge in this. And we need to also study what we are living. We need to see what is happening around me. The changes of life, the uncertainty, the insecurity, the pain, the sorrow. And that is all connected to the ego world, to my ego mind. In the Asa Diwar, Guru Sahib addresses the home, the ego life, and explains it. In fact, Guru Nanak and Guru Angad both have put energy and created this Pauri, in which he asked this question, that where does ego come from? And how do we get free of it? Home kitthon upje, kit sanjam hai jaye. Where does it come from? Similarly, the question is asked in the Siddh Gosht, kit kit bid jak upje purkha, kit kit dukh binas jai. How does the creation come about? How do we become part of the creation and the creation comes alive for us? Kit kit bid jag upje purkha, kit kit dukh binas jai. And how does pain go away? Maharaj says, home which jag upje purkha. The experience of life comes from ego. The moment we are detached from our source, then we experience the ego world. That's how the experience of life starts. Home which jag upje purkha, naam bisariye dukh pai. And forgetting naam, we live in pain. Naam is the hukam. So hukam revisits us. In every Shabad, every page of the Guru Granth, hukam will keep revisiting us. Nanak hukmi je buje, taho mein kahe na koe. Until we resolve this relationship of ego and hukam, we will not be free, we will keep wandering. And the baggage we have, we will carry it with us. Maharaj is telling us about the Creator, about creation, about life and our relationship to it, and how it changes the qualitative life I live if I have understood and lived the experience of hukam. Of course, he has given us a complete dictate. When he says jap, jap is my life. Jap is my solution. Jap is my direction. Jap is my knowing and not knowing, the difference of that. If I don't do jap, I will not know. And then in the JAPJI, he will tell me how I have to do this meditation of jap. What is the method? Whenever Guru Nanak poses a question or Guru Granth poses a question, he will answer it. So, in the last stanza in the Pauri, second Pauri, the last line had to do with hukam. And now we start the first line of the third Pauri, when those who have understood the hukam, Nanak hukme je buje, taho mein kahe na koe, there is no ego. And when there is no ego, what happens? Gave ko taan, hove kise taan. You understand the Creator's strength, and we cannot fathom it. So gave ko taan. Who can sing the Creator's strength? Hove kise taan. Nobody can fathom his strength, and nobody can sing it. Gave ko daat jane nisan. And those who sing about his gifts and recognize his presence in them. The life I have, everything I have with me is a gift from the Creator, and that is his presence in my life. That is his endorsement. That is his gift to me. Every breath I take is because of his hukam, because he is willing that the breath should keep coming. And even when the breath goes away, there is a hukam which governs me. Nanak hukmi aab ho jao. Nothing is illogical. Nothing will come to me I don't deserve. And what is the way I can get free of all this? Kiv sachiara hoiye, kiv kude tutte pal. How do I know the Creator? How will the wall between me and my Creator go away? How does this separation end? Gave ko gun vadiyaiyan char. The beauty of the Creator. Char is the beauty. Some sing His beauty, His qualities, His beautiful qualities. The Bani which ascends from to Guru Nanak, descends to Guru Nanak, is Satori, is all in Satori. So try and understand this, that whatever Guru Nanak Sahib is telling us, he is feeling that presence and singing it. It's all extempore. So he lives his Bani. And in the Bani he lives the Creator. That is why the Bani is my Guru. So understanding the Bani and acting on it, that is my meeting my Guru. The day my mind, my man is completely absorbed in the Shabad, that day me and my Guru will meet. I will meet Guru Nanak. That day I can say I will resolve the puzzle of life. I will resolve the pain. I will resolve the sorrows, the losses. I will resolve the insecurity, the instability. I will resolve the mistakes. This is the life of perfection. So Maharaj says, Gave ko vidya become, and some sing the intense subjects of theories, of knowledge, vidya, difficult knowledge. So many people research, do PhDs, that is singing the Creator's praises indirectly. When somebody is sitting in the middle of the night and watching a galaxy billions of light years away, that's the way of appreciating the Creator's presence. Gave ko vidya become vichar. Difficult to understand. Some of us think that sing His presence through this. This life we are living is in some ways living the experience of the Creator. We assume it to be through the ego itself, but if we look at it the other way, we are living in a field where nothing is mine. So I am actually living the life where the Creator is present with me. But I don't know that. Guru Arjan Sahib says, Jo Thakur sada hazure, tako andha janat dure. The presence of the Creator who is always there with me, I think Him to be far away. Sada hazure, Maharaj. Between me and the Creator there is no gap. The only gap is my ego. Judo Krishnamurti asked this question, if there is no ego, then if there is no I, then what is there? That's the role of the Guru. I cannot give up the ego by myself. The Gur Prasad makes it happen. I have to prepare the mind, and the Gur Prasad will change my destiny forever. Bhagat Namdev, in a very beautiful Shabad, he says, Moko tar le, Rama tar le, main ajaan jan tarbe na jano. He says, Nar te sur hoye jaat nimuk mein, Satgur Buddh sikhlai. In a flash of an eyelid, I was a human being, but I have become a devta, Meaning what? The qualitative difference is I've transcended birth and death, change. Nar te sur hoye jaat nimuk mein Satgur Buddh Sikhlai. Meeting my Guru, I've understood. There's a qualitative difference in my life. Nar te upaj swarg ko jeetyo, so aukhad mein pai. Born a human life, I have reached a heavenly state. Bhagat Kabir calls this Vaikunt. Chal re Vaikunt tujhe main taru, tujhe le taru, je hich hain ta prem ke chabuk maru. Guru Maharaj calls this in the 37th Pauri Sachkhand. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj calls it Anandpur. Bhagat Ravidas calls it Begampura, a state without sorrow. Begampura शहर को नाओ, दुख अंधो नहीं तैठाओ. No sorrow, no stress and tension, no doubt. So Maharaj is talking about Gana. Gaave ko vidya bikham vichar, gaave ko saaj kare tan khe. He says, some of us appreciate gaave ko saaj kare tan khe. He gives us the body and then he takes it away. Gaave ko ji le phir de. He takes away breath and life from us and gives it back to us. This is a play. Knowing it, living it, if we have a stationary, a foundation which is permanent, then we can see the change happening around us. But because we are changing constantly and we don't have firm ground, so we cannot observe the change because we are part of the change. He says, Chaltyo man rakhe, amrit chakhe. Hold your mind for a minute. Chaltyo man rakhe. The moving mind, drop it for a minute. Amrit chakhe. And you will get amrit. You will see the Creator's presence and you will rejoice in it, where there is no death. Bhagat Kabir, when he talks about this experience of life, he talks about death as a game. He says, Jis marne te jag dare, mere man anand. People are scared of death, but I am rejoicing in the thought of death. Marne hi te pai puran paramanand. I will find the complete meeting between me and my Creator at death. मरता मरता जगमुआ मर भी न जाने कोई, ऐसी मरनी जो मरे भौर न मरना होए. He says the whole world is dying, they don't know what is death. If any of them have known death, then they know there is no death. This is the difference between knowing hukam and living it and not knowing hukam and living. One is the life of karam, the other is life of cycle, another. It is our choice. This opportunity is mine. The body is not mine, the mind is not mine, the wealth is not mine, but the opportunity of this experience of life is mine to choose. And that is my free will. Nanak Bhagta Sada Vigas. Do I want to know this life of forever? And how do I know it? Guru Maharaj then now will tell us how to walk this path, how to change my mind, how to change the quality of my mind. Provided I am willing to do it. Because if I am not willing to do it, if it is merely a curiosity, merely just a visitation, this takes a transformation of life. This will transform us forever. Gaave ko ji le fir de, gaave ko jape disse dur. Some of us know him to be far away. Gaave ko bekhe hadra dur. Some of us know him to be right with us. These are how we are experiencing the Creator around us. This is how we are experiencing the Hukum around us. We are living in Hukum, unaware of it. We are living in it in every sphere, in the physical form, the mental form, emotional form, spiritual form. Everywhere we are surrounded by Hukum. Like the fish is in water, doesn't know it's in water until you take it out of the water. Until this experience is gone, we will not realize what we are doing. We can know it if we put effort in it while we are living. If we experience it while we are living. If we meet the Guru while we are living and we listen to the Guru. Maharaj says, Kathna kathina ave tot. There is no dearth of people who live and experience him, and in that experience they voice their experience with the Creator. There is no dearth. Kathna kathina ave tot. Kath kath kathi koti kot kot. Keep saying millions and millions, crores of people, this is countless. The experience of this whole creation, the experience of the ego and the Hukum is countless, the way this experience is playing out. Kath kath kathi, koti kot kot. They keep saying, or they keep living millions and millions of times. Denda de lende thak paye. He keeps giving, he keeps providing. The takers get tired. He doesn't stop giving. Juga jugantar khai khai. For years, eons, khai khai. We keep eating, we keep taking, we keep taking. Nanak hukmi, denda de lende tak paye, juga jugantar khai khai. Hukmi hukum chalaye rao. And so the Creator is living his creation. And the whole creation is moving in his order. Hukmi hukum chalaye rao. The whole life is rotating on his order. By his hukum, by his laws, by his rules, by his governance, by his presence. Through his rules, the whole creation is moving. Nanak vigse ve pravao. And this entire creation is rejoicing, is anand. In every part of this creation there is anand. I don't know it because I don't know the hukum. This is the third Pauri, Maharaj. Guru Sahib has taken us into the middle of the ocean and told us where we are. Told us we are in the middle of creation and this whole game is being played around us. Maharaj has exposed us to what is the task ahead of us. What is life? Where do we need to focus? How does it change me if I've understood the hukum or known the Creator? The wall between me and my Creator is my ego. And that side of the wall, there is Sada Vigas, happiness forever. Maharaj saying, it's like somebody standing across the river and I have to cross the river. and I don't know. So he's signaling, giving me codes. He's telling me how I need to sort out this life. And in the JAPJI, he will, in every step, in every pauri, explain life. And that's the reason there is no rahau in this bani. Because every pauri is intense. Every pauri needs complete focus. In the Shabads which we read where there is rahau, we focus on the rahau more, because that's the main theme. But the JAPJI is about creation, about the Creator, about meeting Guru Nanak. If we look at life through this lens, then life and death is a changing experience we don't accept as hukam. So I am always living in expectation that I will live forever, asa. But that may not be true. Certainly it is not true. I cannot live forever. But my day-to-day life, I am assuming that death will not come. Otherwise I cannot live. Nietzsche says that this is a necessary illusion. If I sleep with the thought that I may not wake up, I can't sleep then. This hukam and understanding and living the hukam is understanding life and death. Transcending death. Nanak bhagta sada vigas. Suniye dukh paap ka naas. Having heard and lived the Guru's Shabad, my pain and my wrongs, they all go away. This is the qualitative difference between my ego world and the hukam world. Even the ego world lives in hukam, but the ego world is in denial of hukam. When it is not in denial, then the ego goes away. Nanak hukme je bujhe, taho mein kahe na koe. It's not only a mental exercise, but it is a spiritual experience. It is getting aware of my Atma, of my spirit, of the spirit which is where the Nirankar meets me, where my Creator and me become one. So Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj says, Atam ras jai jani hai, so hai Khalas Dev. Khalsa is a Devata. Atam ras. The ras in the Atma, in the spirit there is a ras, the vigas. When you know that, so hai Khalas Dev. Prabh mein, moh mein, tas mein, ranchak nai na ped. Between me, him and the Creator there is no difference. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj. The third pauri, Maharaj, Nanak bhagta sada vigas, suniye dukh paap ka naas. Hukmi hukam chalaye ra, Nanak vigse ve parva. With the prayer that we understand and we walk this direction, in this life we focus on attaining this direction. This opportunity of the body. Pai prapat manuk de huriya, Gobind milan ki hai teri bariya. Avar kaaj tere kite na kaam, mil saad sangat paj keval naam. Guru Arjan says this is an opportunity. The other actions which you do are not relevant in the spirit world. They are in the physical world. They will be left here. Avar kaaj tere kite na kaam. They don't come into your use in the spirit world. Mil saad sangat paj keval naam. focus on Naam, Hukam, Anand, Shabad. If we've understood this, we have to think about it. How my life will play out as I go along, how I will live my life as I... This is a resolution we have to take internally. A resolution we have to understand as part of my entire being. Because my life changes forever if I have understood this and allowed it to seep within me. And I look at life differently. All other is not so relevant. The first thing is that the arrow goes through my mind and I've understood what this really means. And if I know it hits me completely, it changes me completely. If I allow it to change me completely, my whole life, my whole thought process is not hearsay. This experience is far more intense. This is about pain, about death. This is about insecurity, about changes in life. All this which is happening in the physical world has a direct reflection to Hukam, to the spirit world. But I don't live the spirit world. I don't live the Naam world. I don't live the Hukam world. I'm merely living the seen world in the physical sense, and that is a tragedy. That is like driving a vehicle right into the pothole, a deep crevasse, falling off the mountain. I don't know it yet. But I need to think about it. I need to find answers to death, for example. JAPJI gives an answer to death and life. JAPJI gives an answer to pain. JAPJI gives an answer to sorrow. JAPJI gives an answer to my insecurities. What will happen to me? JAPJI gives an answer to the dark world also. What all is happening here? There is darkness as well. So somebody can ask, what kind of creator this is? There is so much pain in this world. We will analyze that. But for now, Guru is talking about Vigas, happiness forever. Happiness in the entire creation, within me and without me, everywhere. And the Creator resides in happiness. In happiness is with Him. Nanak vigse ve parvao. With these words, we would conclude the third Pauri, and I thank you all for this opportunity. It's my way of visiting and meeting Guru Nanak. In the Sangat we meet Guru, and the Bani is Amrit. It's full of joy, it's full of Anand. And I pray we all change ourselves to seek this happiness within us and to find the Guru within us. If you have any questions or want to say something, you're most welcome. You can raise your hands and we can discuss it. With these words, I thank you. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.